Hi, we're the Love of Mezcal, and today we're going to talk about our recent trip to Tucson for the Agave Heritage Festival.
So we're not doing an actual mezcal review, but we are sipping this mezcal that we bought when we were out in Tucson for the Agave Heritage Festival. So just a quick shout out. I am wearing a Magueyallday shirt. He's a friend of ours, and he's not on YouTube, but he is on Instagram. He's local in Orange County, so if you are on social media, give him a follow. If you're in the area, maybe you guys can meet up, and he can put you in the right direction for finding some good mezcal out in the OC.
And I am wearing an Agave Thread shirt. Check out their website, agavethreadscode.com, I believe. They have a bunch of great shirts, and they're also good friends of ours. So, being from Vegas, our trip started at the airport here in Las Vegas, where just by pure luck, right next to our gate, there was a bar. Um, the only good tequila that they had there was tequileño. It was a reposado, I believe.
Yeah.
So we were very happy to see that there.
Of the tequila options, it was tequileño, patron, blanco, and then they had some other two that we won't mention that aren't worth mentioning. And
Yeah,
yeah, so once we saw that, we're like, oh, yay, at least we have this.
yeah, and it was great. I think it's the first time we had the Red Bull.
Yeah, it was. And us talking and geeking out about it, the bartender was like, oh, you guys pronounced the name of the bottle right. Like, nobody really knows how to pronounce it. And then he started picking our brains and asking us about it. And while we're having that conversation with him, the guy sitting next to us, his name is Dan. He's very involved in the basketball game.
Yeah, the Heat.
The Heat and the Bulls, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Bulls fan. And he was like, I don't know anything about additives and all right, I'll take a pour of that too. So he ended up, joining in with us, which was
Yeah.
pretty fun.
Um, our flight took us to San Diego, where we were there for about 45 minutes, and then we had Ocho Añejo, I believe.
I forgot the field. La Mula?
La Mula.
Yeah.
First time trying that.
And then from San Diego, we flew into Tucson. Ended up landing in Tucson pretty late in the night, so we didn't have
10:30.
yeah, so we didn't get to do much other than just get to our hotel and check in.
So yeah, the next day we were gonna go try out this place called
Sace Kitchen.
Sace Kitchen, which is a 15-minute walk from the hotel. We didn't time it right because there was a line at the door, so we decided to adjust and go to La Chanteria, which was actually pretty good.
Yeah, we're walking. We
Yeah.
wanted to stay nearby because we had our first event at 12 o'clock, so we wanted to make sure we were in the area. Yeah, we ended up having breakfast there and made our way back to
Westbound.
Westbound Tap and Bottle for the first event. That was at 12 o'clock, and that was with Respiral and meeting Berta Vasquez. And this was her first trip to the United States. And honestly, that is what pushed us to go, because we had previously seen other content creators who had went to the Agave Heritage Festival the year before, Lucas Assis, and it looked like so much fun and so many different things to attend, and we're like, okay, we need to go. And then we wanted to go, but once we heard that Berta Vasquez was going to be there, we're like, okay, yeah, we're going.
We're going.
Yeah, and we made it happen. And big shout out to our sister-in-law for staying at home and
Yes.
taking care of our kids for us.
Yep.
Much appreciated.
An amazing thing that happened when we got there, because we got there 10 minutes maybe before the event started. It was kind of open seating after we scanned our tickets. Alex White, who is the owner of Respiral, happened to see us and asked us to sit at the table with him and Berta, which was a really, really special moment for us to, one, to be recognized, and two, to be able to sit across from Alex and Berta Vasquez herself. And then Nina, his dog, was right between us on the table underneath, just
chilling
out.
Yeah.
So we got to introduce ourselves to her and just kind of talk a little bit with her before her event started, which is really special to kind of get that extra little, not to see her talk, but to even before the show kind of felt a little backstage, get to meet the star kind of thing, which is amazing.
It's very humbling to be able to sit at the table, like you said, across from her. And she's somebody that we hold in a high regard. She makes really good mezcal. She's a producer where I feel confident of buying something from her and not tasting it yet. And I know that's going to be good. And I always feel like when I'm drinking her mezcal, I feel like it's so comforting. And I feel like it hugs me. It hugs my spirit and my soul. And to see her in person, I was fangirling pretty hard. I was trying not to, but I was so excited to see her. I think we both were. So at the event, she was able to sit and share her story, her background before, as she was a young girl in Oaxaca, how she became of age and married and a mother and ended up becoming a widow, which then she had to produce mezcal in order to support her children. I think her story is some of hardship, but it also shows how resilient she is. And listening to her story, it just made me admire her even more than I already did. Mm-hmm. And Alex was there and translating, and I thought he did a really good job at translating and conveying exactly what the maestra was saying. And it was really special to be there. And something very interesting, when we were sitting down, we saw a little hummingbird come in and float around, and me and you both noticed it, and Bertha noticed it too. Yeah. And it was just it was really cool to see that happen. We all made this little connection. And she was talking about her son.
Yeah, she's talking about her kids and her son.
Yeah.
When it passed by. So, we think it's a sign, possibly. Her face, because it was kind of in between us and her. She looked up and saw it, and she had a bright little smile on her face too. So it was a little special thing.
Yeah.
Also, before the event, weeks before, you were able to pre-purchase some bottles, because they had 3 expressions there. They had the Espadín, Arroqueño, right? And then Mexicano Capón. We pre-ordered 2 of them. When we got there, they were doing a flight. While she was talking, they were going through the 3 bottles. And we tasted this one first, and immediately we locked eyes, and it's yeah, we're getting this one too.
Yeah, because we pre-ordered the Arroqueño and the Mexicano.
Yeah.
And then we tasted the Espadín, and I'm like, oh, this is a really good Espadín. And yeah, we took it. And we were actually able to get her to sign the bottles for us, which made it even more special. And then, as the event was coming to an end, and then we were able to go up and have her sign the bottles and tell her thank you. And then she actually gave me a hug and a kiss on the cheek that I will forever, it's going to forever be a memory emblazed in my brain. I just love her so much. I really had to stop myself from not wanting to squeeze her, because I'm she's not your family member. You can't hug her like it's your grandma, even though you love her.
Yeah. She hasn't washed her cheeks since the kiss.
Yeah.
I want to also say that talking to Alex too made me really. We're already big fans of Respiral and what they do with profit sharing, which is an amazing thing you guys should do your research on for Respiral. They're very public about profit shares, but talking to him about it, it really made me respect him as a person and the brand even more than I already did before. So it's, like I said, they were already up here, and that just kind of more cemented that they're an amazing project.
Yeah, a great brand to support.
Yeah.
Because he's supporting the producers, and that will help them and their livelihood. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that I wish a lot of other brands focused on doing.
Yep.
But Yeah, it's cool to meet him because we've never seen him. You don't see the man behind the page, but
Oh, I don't think he has any pictures of it. So
yeah, so it was really good to meet him in person as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
After the event, we caught up a little bit with Mayra and Juan from Hacienda Pongyo, so shout out to you guys as well. And a big shout out to Chris
AKA Nalguitas.
Nalguitas, who was our ride to the next event, which was at Crisol.
Yeah, he's local to Tucson. So if you're in Arizona, follow him. He's also on Instagram as well. I had the hardest time calling him by his real name because I kept calling him by his Instagram handle. Nalguitas.
Yeah, so we went to Crisol, and that was Spirits Northern Mexico. It was supposed to be 2 hours long. Yeah, it was supposed to, or an hour and a half, 2 hours long, but it was supposed to be a tasting of 4 brands from Northern Mexico, mainly Bacanoras. But the first brand took over the first half hour.
Los Cantiles.
Los Cantiles. Yeah, it was amazing stuff from then. Yeah, so Batuc was the second brand that we tried, and then Bacanora 1915 was the third. And then we had one expression from La Mata, which was from Southern Sonora.
I think it was La Chubia.
Yeah, Lechuguilla, not exactly Bacanora. And then Cambrita,
Cumbrita.
which was an ensemble of
La Chubia and Sotol.
Lechuguilla and Sotol. That wasn't part of the thing. They just kind of pulled it out to the side and, hey, everyone, try this, which is amazing.
It was really good. I think for me, I haven't had much experience with Northern Spirits of Mexico in general, and so for me, getting to attend that event, it was very insightful. It gave me more information from some of the producers themselves were there and talking about it, and I thought that was a lot of knowledge as well as a lot of fun.
That event ended, and then we hung out at Crisol for a couple hours because at the time that it ended, the bar itself wasn't open. It's because it's also a coffee shop, I believe, at the same time. And at a certain time, they started serving alcohol. So we hung out. We spoke to the owners of Los Cantiles. We were just kind of going back and forth talking about spirits in the U.S. as far as, like stuff from Mexico coming out here, and the idea of the agave and Mexican spirits community, different perspectives, sharing thoughts, which was amazing.
Yeah, Omar and Adasawi.
Yeah, and I also got to talk to Doug, who's the owner of Crisol. Amazing guy, and their bar is not huge as far as selection, but he picks everything, and it was amazing selection that he had. Stuff from all the brands that he has there. I think some of those bottles were from his bar. He had Sinacantan, he had Rufina, which is amazing. Aguerrido.
Stuff from Guerrero.
And a few others that I can't remember off the top of my head. There's a video. I'll put up a video.
Yeah. I just walked in and I was like, wow. And it's very old school vibes. Like, I feel like you step back in time walking into that bar.
It's definitely what you think of like Old West Tucson.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Just needed those little doors.
Saloon doors?
Yeah, saloon doors. Just needed that.
I definitely could see those working in there, but it was a lot of fun, and it gave us some time to cool off because it was hot. We were sitting outside for the event. It was shaded, but it was still warm. But to be able to be inside and cool down, we had some water, and got a pour of Rufina.
Oh, we killed the bottle of Azul, which is tequilana. With Chris.
Yeah. So had that drink, and then off to the hotel we went.
Yep. Got ready and then went to Hotel Congress, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Hotel Congress for the Agave Fiesta, which is like the main event. A lot of brands I think they are advertising 50 brands. We didn't see all the brands. There was a lot of tables, even tables that we know of, that we didn't have a chance to go see. So we started off at the table that had Chacolo and Real Minero.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Miguel Partida from Chacolo was there.
And Graciela
Yes.
from Real Minero.
Yeah. So.
Got to meet her.
Yeah, it was really interesting to be there and taste the production, the destilado from Chacolo, and Miguel Partida is like right there. It was kind of a very surreal moment for me. I'm a big fan of the Extero and Brocha, and so being there, I was like, okay, I want to taste the Brocha by itself. So that's what I went with. And then what was your pour?
I had Real Minero Barril.
So while we're off to the side and, you know, sipping the copita and just enjoying it, which, we got these copitas with the event. While we were there and drinking our first pour, Miguel and his brother Sam from El Comal restaurant, they are in the city of Lake Elsinore. We have been there a couple times.
Twice, yeah.
Twice? 3 times,
Three
actually.
times, yeah.
And, and they were there, and so it was great to see them and catch up with them. Came up, started chatting up with us, getting to catch up, and not long after that, Miguel Partida came up and was talking to Miguel from El Comal, and we were able to get a picture with all of us together, and it was really great to catch up and then also get that, you know, picture.
Yeah. And then we also ran into Chris he's one of the ambassadors for Vago. We were talking to him for a while. We had met him here for an event here.
The Las Vegas Tequila Club event.
Yeah, for G4. So after meeting with them, we walked over to the Cabal table and we saw Everardo. Caught up with him because we haven't seen him since September.
Mm-hmm.
So of course we had to taste some stuff from Cabal, and then Dustin shows up behind us, so we're talking to them. It was amazing just catching up with them. Those two are really, really cool people. Talking a while, drinking some Cabal, and then...
And a shout out to Dustin and Everardo giving us the swag. We both got hats.
Yes.
And can't wait to wear them.
So after the Cabal table, actually while we were at the table, Assis from Origen Raiz and Dishpe shows up to say hi to us, and we were kind of talking to him for a little bit. We had their arroqueño from Origen Raiz, which is amazing. I think the bottle he had was Lot 1. So we were there talking, sampling that, and they just give you this, and you gotta drink it, and you have maybe a little residual from everything else. It's all good.
Yeah.
Then we went to the next table over, which was Sinacantan. Got to meet Diana, and they had 5 expressions, but the one that we tried was the papalometal that was fermented in rawhide. And Sinacantan is a brand that's not very widely available in the U.S., but they are amazing what they're doing in their project.
Mm-hmm.
She explained to me that the reason why some of their stuff is fermented in rawhide is because 40 years ago they had fermentation vats that the government destroyed because back then it was illegal. So they were also doing cattle, and they just adapted and made rawhide, and that's how they ferment their stuff for some expressions. So that was an amazing stuff.
Yeah. And
sample.
Papalometal is what they call in that region in Puebla, tobala. So it's tobala in Puebla.
Yeah. Agave potatorum.
Yeah. And it was really good. I was really excited to try it because, like you said, it's not very available. Definitely not in Vegas. I believe in Arizona
New York.
and New York. They were at Mexico in the Bottle in San Francisco, but I don't know if they're in California yet.
No.
But definitely one to watch out for.
Yep.
Because they only do like seasonal batches, right? She said that they only do like limited production.
They only produce from January until May, and it's all small batch from family. So we got something to eat after that.
Yes, had to line the stomach to keep drinking.
Yeah, and I think that was the perfect time to take a break, and because after that it just kind of got crazier for us. We went to the table for La Mata. Victor, who's ambassador for Span and Vine. You got to talk to him for a while.
Yeah, I tried the Penca Larga, which is not an agave. It's in the family somewhat. So I was like, oh, I want to try that one because it's something brand new to me and I haven't had the chance to try it before. The only quiche that we have had is the Largo.
Largo from Minas. So she was talking to him for a while. I tasted it as well, and it was pretty grassy. But while she was talking to him, I was at the next table over, where we got to meet Max from Neta, which Neta is an amazing brand as well. I think I kind of geeked out with him for a long time.
Yeah.
Because he also had an expression that was a tripon, but tripon is most commonly known from Santa Catarina, Minas. The tripon he had is not from Minas, it's from a different region. Neta does a lot of stuff from Miahuatlan, Oaxaca, so I think that's probably where it was from, more than likely. But I got to share a lot of information with him. He really taught me a lot. I think that was my longest conversation of the night, was talking to Max. I tried that, and he gave me something else I don't remember anymore what I had. Then right next door was Rufina.
Yeah. I just want to say, like, there were so many great brands there.
Yes.
And I feel like I wanted to try everything. And it's not possible unless you get drunk, and you don't want to do that. But I felt like I really had to be selective of what I wanted to pick. And I was like a kid in a candy store. I wanted to try everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you got Quiche, Neta, Rufina. Bam, bam, bam.
And then Opongyo. I seen Opongyo next to them.
Right next to them. So you could just make your way down the lane there.
So after spending some time at Neta, we went to Rufina, where we got to catch up with Leo, who's the owner of the brand. He poured me something, I don't remember what it was. You took some samples of it. He also gave me this, which is a Venencia. It's bamboo-like stick. Got a big hole on that side. Little teeny tiny one there. Maestros use these to measure ABV through the perleado, or the pearls of mezcal. It's really weird because these maestros have been doing this for generations. Just by looking at the bubbles and the size and consistency of the bubbles, they are pretty accurate with gauging their ABV. Now there's modern tools. Some people use modern tools, but some maestros can hit it right on the dot just by the pearls. And it's pretty amazing. I thought it was really cool that he gave me. He gave me two. I only pulled out one.
Yeah. You had them in your backpack, just walking around.
Yeah, I just had bamboo sticks in my backpack.
Kind of reminded me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
My nunchucks?
Yeah.
Then we went to Opongyo, which is the next table. I seen the Opongyo, the next table over. Got to catch up with Mayra and Juan. I had their pechuga. They have it for sale. I think it's at 50 ABV. For context, we went to Mexico last year for their event, and we bought a liter of their puntas from that pechuga at a 67% ABV. So I got to try it at the retail ABV, and it's still really good. I recommend getting it.
Yeah. It was really good to catch up with them. It's been a little while since we got to see them in person. And they are a family-owned brand. We, like you said, we got to tour the Vinata last year. And it was quite the experience to be there and taste mezcal coming fresh off the still. It was amazing. And then after that, we
kind of just mingled for a little bit.
And then headed out. Yeah. It felt
dropped off the backpack with the stuff, and then
Owl Club for the Cumbia takeover.
Yeah. To be fair, the Cumbia takeover ended. We got there, it was already too late, but it was the after party.
Yeah.
A lot of people were there. We got to run into Graciela from Red Minero again outside. Took a picture with her, and then we went inside. Caught up with Diana from Sinacantan.
Danced a little bit of cumbia.
We were dancing, and then Dustin and Nerado showed up.
And hung out with them.
We hung out with them for a while. And then we were there for a good amount of time, just dancing and drinking.
Well, I was drinking water.
Okay, dancing and drinking.
I cut myself off. I was like, yeah, I'm good.
And then we went outside to wait for our lift, and then, what's her name? Miss Calistas.
Oh, Susan Cross. Yeah. I recognized her. I've only seen her on, like, going on her website, on the Mezcalitas website, or seeing stuff on social media. We haven't gotten the chance to see her in person and recognized her. I was like, Susan Cross! Miss Calistas! I got to say hi to her. I don't know if she expected some random person to just start yelling out her full name, but
this was on the sidewalk outside of the club.
yeah.
And then so we said hi and bye to her, and then ran into Max and Victor again.
Yeah.
Took a picture with them.
Got a picture with them, and off we went.
Off we went back to the room to go Mimi's because we had an early flight.
Yeah. So it was quite a whirlwind trip. I feel like we got there, went to sleep. Saturday was just jam-packed full of stuff. Amazing time. And then back to Vegas we went. But I will say, I feel like the Agave Heritage Festival, it's not just one day. It's like 4 or 5 days worth of events. Some events are free. You just have to go onto their website and register for a spot, because there's, educational events. There's like agave planting, agave roasting, dinners, bar crawls, and bar takeovers. And it's impossible to go to all of the events on all the days, because some events are taking place either like at the same time or kind of overlapping. We were only able to attend one day, but I felt like we just got so much out of it. A lot of knowledge. I feel like I have more education about northern Mexican spirits, Bacanora, Sotol, Lechuguilla, because I felt like for me that was very foreign. I feel like I haven't had enough experience tasting them, let alone knowledge. And so for me, that was a really big plus for me.
Yeah. I would say for me, the biggest takeaway, or the most knowledge gained, besides that was, I agree with you, that the next biggest thing for me was just learning how incredibly easy it is to get lost in Karwinski's.
Max, you meant?
Max, yeah. Me and Max just talked to Karwinski's for, I feel like it was maybe 20-30 minutes. I was talking to Max from Neta. Just majority of it was talking about different Karwinski's. But for next year, if anyone's planning to go, like she said, a lot of stuff kind of overlaps. Figure out what you want to do, what are your must-dos, and what are your kind of want-to-dos, and stick to the plan, because we did miss one event because things ran over. So you're going to have to just figure out what are you willing to sacrifice if need be, and what are your like stuff that you have to go to. And that's everyone's choice, and hopefully if any of you decide to go next year, you have a great time.
And maybe we'll see you there.
Maybe we'll see you there. Just let us know.
Yeah. But amazing time.
Very amazing.
Yeah. Highly recommend.
Yep.
Well.
If anyone's planning to go, message us or comment on this video.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe we can go for more than one day next year. I feel like we have to. We'll see. Let's put it out to the universe. We'll be able to go for 2 days next year.
Start to finish.
Yeah.
So that was our time there. Thank you for listening to us ramble.
Yeah. And if you are looking for a good espadín, check this one out. This is Series 7. It is in Vegas. It should be wherever the Respirado is sold. New York, California. I believe they might be in Chicago. But check it out.
Here in Vegas, Liquor Lab number 2, and Indicator has it.
Yep. Okay. Salucita.
Salucita.